everybody. We are here. We are live. I have a great, amazing group with me and a couple more popping in a little later. But yeah, so we are going to talk about the Falcon and the Winter Soldier. So far, we are halfway through, which feels pretty darn crazy to say we're halfway through with only 3 episodes. Not, WandaVision was a bit longer, but I'm excited to talk about it because I know some people on here agree with me on some of my thoughts, James. And so I'm excited to see where everybody else is. But let's go around and introduce ourselves. Let everybody know where they can find you, all that fun stuff. Madeline, if you want to go first.
Sure. So hi, this is my first time on the show, or your channel, so really happy to be here. I am an editor at thepopinsider.com, and so we really focus on merch, all merch inspired by your favorite shows, movies, video games, etc. So I live in the Marvel must-haves Monday posts, and obviously avid Marvel fan myself, so super happy to be here.
Awesome. Thank you. Amanda, go ahead. First time for her to be on here, and I'm so
happy. Oh my God, thank you for having me. I love Falcon and the Winter Soldier so much, and I love you, Tessa, so this is great. Yeah, you guys you guys can find me over at AMXND Reviews on Twitter, Instagram, and Letterboxd. I always have a hot take, as everyone knows. And you guys can find my website, candidcinema.com. And I'm over on YouTube over at Candid Cinema, and I'm just so happy to be here. So
Leo gave a serious eye roll while you were talking about your
obviously. Always.
Always. Leo, why don't you go ahead and introduce yourself?
First off, hey guys. It's great to talk about the Falcon and the Winter Soldier. Thanks for having me back on the channel, Tessa. I mean, seriously, it is always a pleasure collabing with you, Real James and Amanda, and for the first time, Madeline. Good to see you. Good to meet you.
Hey.
Guys, I'm over on youtube.com/Geekly Goods and talking about the same things as Tessa does. So, man, I cannot wait to dive into this episode of the Falcon and the Winter Soldier. Guys, the writer for John Wick did this one, and it was just so action-packed. I can't wait. I'm excited to talk about it.
I'm excited too. All right, James, go ahead. Let everybody know where they can find you.
What's going on, you guys? I echo all the same sentiments, by the way. Tessa, you're amazing. Thanks for bringing us together. We love you. We're grateful for you. And I'm so happy to be on this panel with Amanda, with Madeline, with Leo, my boy. It's so fun. I can't wait to get into some spoilers and some things, Tessa, that I think we both see eye to eye on, like you said. So I'm excited for that. But you guys can find me right here on YouTube just by searching Real James, REEL James. I review, react to movies, TV, and we talk about the news in between, kind of like Space Jam 2 today. So it's been a fun morning.
It's been crazy. Space Jam. You guys know, if you're on my channel, I already have my reaction up. I think probably, I know Leo does and James does as well. And Amanda, did you do a reaction for it?
I did not do it, but I'm excited about it.
It's crazy. I know Dave Lee Down Under is going to be popping in eventually. Hopefully, he's busy breaking down the entire trailer right now, so he'll have that video up for you guys later. He's trying to pick out every character. I said, good luck to you, sir. Have fun. We've been helping him as best as we can. It's crazy how many are in there, but let's switch gears. We're here for Falcon and the Winter Soldier, and I personally, so for me, overall thoughts on the episode, did like it. Still think it's the weakest of the 3, which isn't necessarily, I mean, I think they're all amazing, so it's kind of, if I had to rank them, probably the second one, then the first one, then the third one for me. But if we want to go around real quick and everyone can just kind of give their overall thoughts of how they felt about this episode. If you want to go, Madeline, first.
Oh, sure. I would agree with your sentiment of, weaker than the first 2. But I'm also happy to see our girl Sharon back. I've been waiting. So I enjoyed that element as well. And I don't think I was fully expecting the Zemo team up element of it, or his backstory to be what it ended up being, and his personality to end up being what it was. So I think I was surprised in good ways in this episode. So I enjoyed that. So overall, I'd say a positive from me.
What do you think, Amanda?
Oh, I love everything about this show. So each episode keeps getting better and better. I do have my rankings of them. I like that the first 2 episodes were more Sam-centric because that's my boy right there. But I'm really happy that we got to see Baron Zemo back. He's so cool. He's so cool. I don't care if he does evil things. It's fine. It's just, he's such a cool villain. He's just wicked. And I love their dynamic. They made, oh my God, they're making me die of laughter. They were so great together. And yeah, it was good to see Sharon back, have a little bit more development, thank God. And yeah, it was a great episode. I had a lot of fun.
What do you think, Leo?
Great episode. You know, I actually just rewatched it, and I think I can agree with you on a second watch. It might be the weakest of the three, but it still had a lot of really good things in it. I mean, Zemo, Daniel Bruhl, seriously, Dave Bruhl, Daniel Bruhl, I think.
Daniel, I think.
Great actor. I mean, seriously, what a cool villain. Super underrated in the MCU, and great to get Sharon back, and then some really cool high velocity action scenes. Absolutely love that. And just the colors in this episode were great. Great episode, but I do think it is the weakest, and the chemistry between the Falcon and the Winter Soldier and Zemo, really good. Never would have thought I would say that, but great.
I know, I'm with you on that. What do you think, James?
So I definitely agree that this is the weakest, and I'm starting to turn a little sour on the series, just a little bit, only because I love the first episode. It's my favorite. The second is good, but I love moments of episode 3. I just don't love episode 3. I think everything with Sharon Carter was great. The hand-to-hand, definitely reminiscent of John Wick, only because Derek Kolstad, I think we mentioned it earlier, writer of all 3 John Wick movies, wrote the script here. So that was excellent. I love the chemistry between Zemo, Sam, and Bucky, but I think there's almost too much going on that they're losing focus of what's going to make this series complete, which are, I mean, the Flag Smashers. Like, that's the main antagonist, and they are just bogging down the entire series for me so far. So I'm curious to see where they go. I'm optimistic, but we're 3 episodes in, and we have 3 episodes left. I am a little worried.
Yeah, that's that's where I feel like James and I have talked about the Flag Smashers. For me, I just don't care. I just don't care. I just don't care about them. Here, look, let me bring Zach's here. Let's bring Zach in. Hey, Zach.
What up, Zach?
Hey. I'm literally just joining for a bit, and then I'm gonna boot out once Ren. So when Ren comes in, just let me know and I'll leave, because I think you'd only do 6 people. So, but hi guys.
Oh, I have paid for it, so I think we can have up to 10 or 15.
Okay, so we'll see. Because I'm waiting for my sister to text me, and then I'm gonna get off. But how are you guys?
Good. How are you? Why don't you real quick tell people where to find you?
Zach Pope Reviews. Just typed it in on YouTube, and you'll find me talking everything geeky, all that sorts of fun things. So, but yeah, where are you guys at? What are you guys talking about?
We're talking about. We just started talking about how the Flag Smashers just haven't really They're not doing anything for me.
You didn't say that. Yeah.
I don't care. Like that one guy died at the end of the second episode, and I was like, I don't even care. And normally I cry
Who are you?
at everything, but that's exactly how I let. I was like, I don't know who you are, so I don't care. And then they tried to give them some heart in this episode with Carly's backstory, and I'm like, so she wanted to be a teacher. Cool. I still don't care. There's something about them. I cannot connect with them at all.
We need them, because it's not like Agatha, where Agatha was charming and out there and fun, and even though we didn't really know much about her, she was at least fun. Oh, there's Baron Zemo. But that's my thing. The Flag Smashers, honestly, at this point, I'm sorry, they're just like Malekith. They're that boring. They are, and that's saying a lot. So, but for me,
that is saying a lot.
I thought Zemo was gonna be, because this is spoilers, right?
Yeah.
Okay, I thought Zemo was gonna be the villain of this show, and right now he's not really a villain. He's
but he's a really good dancer, guys. So. I just love that all you guys just did that. Real quick, Ren, why don't you let people know where to find you since you just joined?
You can find me on Twitter and YouTube at Ren Geekness, and on Instagram it's Ren Vieira 93. It's more of a personal account, but I always post whenever I'm watching something that I am watching.
Okay, so Trailer Gamer said they thought this is the best episode. We talked earlier.
It's my favorite episode. This is my favorite one.
Zach?
Really?
Yeah. Everyone else kind of agreed it's the weakest.
No, the action was intense. It was fun. It was cool going to Magic. It was the most fun episode yet. The first one was good, and then I thought the first one was great, but it was slow. But I was fine with that moment. I'm fine. I like the quieter moments more. But don't get me wrong. When we got to see Sharon Carter beat the shit out of people, that was
finally,
it was awesome, and I was genuinely intrigued because she's a character none of us thought about, and neither did them. None of them thought about what she had done, and she feels that, and I genuinely love that. I love the intrigue of this. I think this is the most fun. I think besides the Flag Smasher stuff, it's a little bit deeper when it comes down to especially Sam himself and Bucky. And I'm halfway through, though, I will say I'm still waiting to see, okay, what's the point of this show? And that's the thing, because this is supposed to be Bucky and Sam show, but especially Sam, and showing kind of his journey to accepting the shield and accepting being the next Captain America. Yeah. And we're 3 episodes in, and I don't feel that yet.
Right.
I want to ask each of you guys: do you guys know, or why do you guys think he doesn't want the shield? I have my thoughts, but I'm wondering on you guys.
I wonder if he's a little scared to, live up to that, fill those shoes, so to speak, right? That's kind of how I see it.
Yeah.
Yeah, because in the first episode, he said he just feels like it's not his shield, like it doesn't belong to him. And the mantle carries so much coming from Steve Rogers. I think he just feels like it's not his title, like he doesn't deserve to be Captain America. By the way, John Walker in this episode, get a little sloppy.
He swore 2 times in a row. I said, Steve Rogers would never say that.
Nope.
Yeah. Right. I was like, dude, you cussing, dude, spitting in his face.
Language.
Taking him seriously.
I
mean, come on now. You ain't Cap.
He's getting frustrated, man.
He did a "Do you know who I am?" Which
right.
No one does.
Cap doesn't do that. Like, Cap doesn't grab guys by the collar and say, "Do you know who I am?" Like, come on.
Do you guys think his nose looks really big?
Yes.
Like
the old man from Up.
Yes, he does. Oh my God. The ears. Everything.
I can't.
He
just looks so mean.
Like,
he looks mean.
Yeah.
He looks mean.
Yeah.
Like Cap's not supposed to look mean, and he's mean. I can't.
I don't.
He's not even like when you put them both next to each other. I saw someone had both of them next to each other, and I was just like, it's like going to a beauty contest and seeing the clear front runner, and then that one person walks out in the exact same outfit, kind of.
Right.
But they're just not.
The underdog.
Yeah. Totally, dude. It's Cheerios and Great Value right next to each other.
That's a good way to put it, Leo. That's great. Oh man. So did everyone say why don't they think Falcon wants to take that? Go, James.
Okay, I'm sorry, Ren. I know you just wanted to speak, Ren. I'm sorry. So I'll say something real quick.
Okay. No, you can go first.
I thought for some reason you were going to speak. I don't know. I thought I saw your mouth move.
I was, but you can go first. It's fine.
So, okay, Zach, to answer your question, I think, and I know that Sam is a man of honor, right? And I believe he wants to honor Steve Rogers, not by simply continuing as the new Captain America. He would rather be the Falcon and start a legacy of his own, because he doesn't want to do any sort of disservice to Steve Rogers himself. And I also think he is a little, he's still not over his death enough to where he can detach himself from the emotional side of things and then the strictly professional saving the world side of things.
Yeah. I liked in this episode when Bucky was kind of mentioned I'm just gonna take the shield then.
If
you don't want it, I'll take it then.
Right. I think Sam kind of was like, I don't know about that.
Because that's my thing is, the showrunners and the writers have talked about including race and adding that into the show very specifically. And I've been wondering if that is part of the reason why he doesn't want it, if it's something of his view on America and how America views him. And that's and especially because last episode kind of started going into the race element. I wish they dove into it way harder. I think they could have, and
they breezed over it a little.
I think they really should have, especially the stuff with Isaiah, which is absolutely fascinating to see how they deal with that. But that's what I'm waiting for, is to see that meaty, deep stuff, because when they dive into that, so far in WandaVision, it was all grief. That was the big thing. So what's this one about? And that's what I'm excited to see, because I love both of these characters and I want to see more of that. I want to see the deep integral stuff to them, because with Bucky, it's the PTSD element. With Sam, there's so much more, and then his elements with his sister, it's just I want more of that. And I don't know, I really, maybe it's the weakest episode on an actual scale like that, but I really just like this episode.
I think they're all great episodes. I just think if I had to rank them, this would be my least favorite. What were you going to say before, though, Ren? Yeah.
I was going to answer Zach's question, because I pretty much agree with James. I also think Sam is a very humble man, and he feels about himself the way we feel about John Walker. He looks at himself in the mirror and he thinks, I'm not Captain America, I'm not going to do this. And because the show is introducing all these elements of and themes of Black America with Isaiah Bradley and now Sam, And I think Sam is thinking, how and why am I going to represent a country that has never properly represented me? Take this from a non-black, non-American person, but that's at least what I see right now.
Yeah, kind of springboarding off of that. I think that there needs to be a point in the show where he does like address how would it be to be a black Captain America? And I think that is a part of the struggle a little bit because, yes, in episode 2, we did get that moment. I think it could go a little deeper later on in the series. I mean, we got 3 episodes left only. It feels like we're playing hurry up
And
offense.
they're each getting longer.
Man, can we get 9 like WandaVision? But
I know.
I'm really hoping they do dive deeply into him being a black Captain America. Would people accept that? How would people view that? Because so far it does feel like it's an honor thing and a person and a character thing, but I do want to see how he views it from a race standpoint, because in the second episode they acted like they didn't even know who he was. So I'd like to see a little bit more.
I hope we get some more of Isaiah. Like, I was really hoping we would get more, and I saw him in the previously on, which usually hints at, and then I didn't get him, and I was like,
exactly.
Oh. I mean, they mentioned him real quick, like his blood, but I was like, come on. Like, I really want more of him, and hopefully, you know, they set up with his grandson being part of Young Avengers and all that. So, we better get more, but again, we had 3 episodes left. I'm like, ugh. Now, here's a quick... Oh, go ahead, James.
I was going to say, that's my issue, honestly, is that they're introducing so many really cool characters, and I don't think they're giving them enough room to work and breathe. They're just like, hey, here's Isaiah, here's someone from Wakanda, here's Zemo, but it's
do you
like...
guys think it's an editing thing?
One time, it might be. I think so. I really do think so.
I am interested to see how the finale is for this show, because I think we all kind of have the same thoughts with WandaVision, as the finale felt a little... rushed because of the COVID stuff, so I'm wondering if that's how this one's gonna feel too. I hope not. Again, 6 episodes seems like a lot, especially when they're each an hour, but like I weirdly feel like I want more. Like, but because like I started like feeling about my ranking, I'm like, where does this go in my ranking so far? And I'm like, as a fun thing, I think this is great. I want more depth with Sam. This is Sam's show, man. Anthony Mackie, I mean, this guy has been, if you listen to interviews, this guy has like been trying to churn his way through Hollywood his entire career. I mean, the first thing I ever saw him in was 8 Mile. I mean, and and like I was just rewatching 8 Mile a couple days ago, and I'm like, hey, what up? But like, I just really want to see him in this leading role, and honestly, I hope he's the leader of the Avengers. I hope he's the next leader. That's who I want to be. I know everyone says Black Panther, Doctor Strange, Captain Marvel. Honestly, I feel like he's the one that deserves it more, and I think he's the one that actually needs it.
Hey, I'd be totally here for that. What do you got to say, man? I know you love him.
I look at this series and I'm like, I'm so happy that we have it, but going back to like how it's Sam centric within the first 2 episodes, I do feel like in this 3rd episode he was kind of sidelined, and it bothers me. It really does, because if this was a 2-hour film and we were gonna get all the backstory of Sam, bring in Isaiah Bradley, have that connection, have more depth with those conversations, you can definitely do a 2-hour film of him diving into all of this. And I think that that's what should have worked out for Mackie, because again, as Zach said, like, he has a great career. His filmography is extensive. And it's about time that like he gets the recognition. So I do think that if we wanted to dive into these racial elements, because Captain America is also a reflection of society, as we've seen. So like it would have worked better as a 2-hour film. And we could get everything that Zach said. I totally agree. And it's just, I think that would have worked so much better than a 6-episode series, because as everyone has said, like there's so much setup, and like it's impossible that you're going to tie up these loose ends within 3 episodes. So it doesn't make any sense to me. So I really do think that this was a misstep, and I do want an eventual trilogy for Sam Wilson. Fingers crossed, but this would have really worked as a film instead.
It could have been the first of the trilogy.
100%. And just because that's what Marvel is. Marvel is really much like a lot of their heroes. Like when Stan Lee created a lot of these heroes, it was for our society. He looked at like, how can Captain America reflect this? How can Iron Man? They're very interesting heroes when they were developed and made. For me though, it's crazy. But like honestly, for us in this space, I feel like we're all feeling this way. But when I talk to people who are actually like genuinely don't give one crap, they don't know what's coming up, they don't know what the Eternals are or what Shang-Chi is or any of that stuff.
Yeah.
It's back and forth. I have friends who absolutely are loving this show, thinking it's some of the best stuff they've ever done. They didn't like WandaVision though. They hated
that's
WandaVision.
my husband. He hated WandaVision, and
my dad thinks it's the worst thing Marvel's ever done.
That's what my husband
absolutely hated WandaVision.
My husband said, "What? There was a angry girl, and she's sad, and that's all we got." And I'm like,
my dad goes, "What? Why are superheroes having breakdowns? They should be having happy things." And I already know what he's going to say about Falcon and Winter Soldier. He's going to go, "He's a superhero. Shouldn't he have money? Why can't he get a loan?" I already know that's how my dad's going to be, because he absolutely hates when badass characters like Falcon and Bucky have these mental things, and I already know that's how he's going to react, so I don't even want to show him this show. But then I also have friends who find this boring. My girlfriend cannot get into the show, and her favorite thing is Winter Soldier. Her favorite thing is the Captain America movies. And she said a lot of it's the villains. She goes, I don't see a reason.
Well, the Flint there's no... They dropped the ball on them, and I don't. What's the point of them? They could have had. Maybe we didn't even see them, and they're just talking about them, and I think it would have gone off better. Because seeing them, I don't care, and I don't connect to them, and I know there's so many people who feel that way too.
I'm hoping we do. I'm hoping we look back and we're like, okay, in a 6-hour element, this works.
I don't know. They're 3 hours, 3 episodes in, and Carly had a moment, and it was just like, dude, I don't know. I just can't connect. I'm just not really caring. She was over somebody's deathbed, and I'm like, who is that? Is it your mom? Is it your sister?
Even the guy who basically committed suicide in the last episode. I'm like, who are you? Who are you? I don't know you.
I don't know you. I don't care. I don't know your name.
He could have jumped on the roof, pile driver down on them, like John Cena type stuff, and killed them all. I mean,
you didn't even have to die. You have superpowers.
It is the execution, because they did set it up. So I think that like within the second half of the series, we're gonna find out why they're connected, why they're looking for it's just the execution. Yeah.
Now here's the thing. I was gonna talk about that because I've had a lot of people. Dave's here. Yay! Real quick, let's let Dave
quickly stop in. I'm halfway through my Space Jam coverage at the moment, but I had to say a quick g'day.
Well, let everyone know real quick where to find you.
You can find me at Dave Lee Down Under on YouTube, Twitter, Instagram, all that stuff.
And he's busy working. I told everybody to stay tuned for your video.
I've just finished writing and recording my Space Jam breakdown. And
wow!
Now I've got to edit it, and it's 2:30 a.m. So I'm having a lot of
fun. I can't wait for all the dumb comments we're about to get on that video. When you send us your dumb comments, I can't wait to see all the dumb comments you get on that video, because you get all these funny comments.
Always getting dumb comments. Always getting.
That's YouTube for you guys.
What about Batman?
We're real quick. Go ahead.
I feel like I've crashed the party here a little bit.
No, you're here. We're so glad you stopped in. You came in at a perfect time. You could have used your brain. So I know we said no more theories, but someone just said who's the power broker, and do we think it's Sharon? Maybe.
No.
I don't know. You guys
but she was a little sketchy towards the end.
She is.
And she looked in the window like.
This is who it is, guys. Listen, right now. Okay? Amanda's gonna agree with me right now.
Mephisto.
Okay? Mephisto. I swear to God.
Close. No, close. It's Ralph Boner, man.
There we go.
I mean, why
we're gonna see him.
What did we say last time? You can't bring up a character and not have it pay off.
Yeah.
That's what we said with Ultron last time, wasn't
you guys
it?
think
Screenwriting 101.
Yeah, exactly right.
I'm sorry if it's Sharon Carter.
Listen, I've had
it's not Sharon Carter.
Yeah, I don't know. I didn't think so, and now people keep telling me, and it's starting to get. It's like Ren telling me about Ultron. It's getting in my head now, and I'm like,
Can I say who the power broker is? I have a theory.
Wait, here's the theory. All right.
Oh god.
It is Zemo himself is the power broker.
Yeah, you could see that.
I was thinking
by the end of the episode, he knows he has no motivation to keep helping them. Like he helps them. He takes the car. He's like, "Get in, let's run away." Like, why? He has absolutely no reason to still be helping them at that point. He just killed the guy who makes the serum. So his job, as far as he's concerned, he's done. So why is he still helping them? I think he wants to gather all the Flag Smashers and Sam and Bucky as well and just take him out in one fell swoop. I think it's gathering them all just one blow and they're done. At least that's his plan. And so I think he worked Bucky into thinking he needed Bucky to get out of prison, and he's going to do all these favors for them and take them to Madripoor. I think Zemo is behind this all along. And if that's the case, it would be great because that's a very Zemo thing.
Yeah,
that's the type of villain he is.
Very true.
All right, you're convincing me. A lot of people were saying because it's called Power Broker and it was Sharon's first episode, but it's also Zemo's first episode, so that fits in there as well.
Yeah,
we're gonna lose.
That's the other thing.
I know. I was like, no more theories after WandaVision.
Yeah, the episode is called Power Broker, but we got one mention of him. Like when they're at the bar and he's like, the Power Broker is here.
And then there's that painting.
What if it's no one? What if it's no one? I mean, seriously, the Arrow scientist or engineer.
True.
I'm just saying at this point, it could be no one. It could legit be no one.
That was funny. Go ahead, James.
Oh, no, sorry, Tessa, go ahead. Sorry.
No, I was just going to say real quick that it was funny during the junket for this. Kevin Feige actually brought up the aerospace engineer, and he's like, we plan stuff out all the time, and then sometimes there's something like an aerospace engineer who's nobody, and it just totally screws you, basically. Yeah,
true.
But go ahead, James.
So the reason why I think the aerospace thing, I didn't hate it as much as so many other people did, is because I knew that, Agatha was waiting in the midst, there was a bigger villain at play. The Power Broker is the big mystery, the big reveal, and it's just nobody. I mean, we already have a group of villains who are pretty much nobody to us, which is the Flag Smashers. They have no weight, honestly. We haven't established them throughout 3 episodes as being some big bad villains with a mysterious past. So if Power Broker is just nobody, guys, I think that kind of sinks the ship a little bit.
Yeah.
It's
honestly, hear me out.
You get this comment. Did you guys see this comment on here?
General Ross create
I saw that too. I do think
I
General Ross is in this season, and I do think we are leading to the Thunderbolts. Yeah, I think we're going to the Thunderbolts. Hear me out on this. Is it crazy to think that Dr. Doom might show up in any sort of way?
No, because
he's gonna be in Black Panther too. I would bet my life. I would bet $50.
Zach, don't do it. Zach,
I bet $50.
I'm here for that.
You want to bet money? I'm not betting he's in this, but I'm betting he's in Black Panther too. You want to bet money?
Oh, totally.
Okay.
Yes, you're going to pay for. You're going to contribute to the Power Rangers fund. Contribute to the Power Rangers fund, Zach.
I'm gonna go.
Do it.
I'm gonna go.
I'd see you, Dave.
Bye, Dave.
Nice to meet everyone again. Zach, I think this is the first time we've actually spoken.
Yes.
Amanda, lovely to meet you as well.
So nice
Madeline,
to meet you.
lovely to meet you. Everyone.
Nice to meet you.
All right, can't wait for your video later.
So excited.
Okay, so bouncing off the Zemo thing, though, Ren, I'm totally on your side with that because I'm sitting there watching Zemo work with them, fist bumping, going through the episode. I'm like, this isn't Zemo. Like, Zemo, and he did make a mention in the beginning of the episode, something about that he's not finished. So, in my opinion, his mastery as a villain is seriously making people side against each other.
Manipulation.
So I believe that you're right. He's going to manipulate everyone to clash at the end, just like he did in Civil War, and get his way. I don't think that he's working with them at all. I think he's leading them down a big rabbit hole.
Yeah, I know. Yeah. He's being too good to them. Although, real quick, can I just say how much I loved how they made him an actual Baron and like that I thought that was
yes, it works so well.
Ooh, it did.
That coat was clean.
I was dying.
He had his little pop fur collar. That was
so good. The costume design, like I have to the costume design in this episode. Oh my god, I was dying. I was literally dying. It was fantastic for everyone. It was just awesome.
And I will say, I didn't like the topics of conversation that Zemo has with them. I didn't like how it was handled for kind of a laugh, but I really like how it showcases like how different the American and European perceptions of just things in general and the world in general is. Again, didn't like the tone of it, but I liked how differently he sees things.
Well, like going back to what he said about only you would think he looks like a pimp or whatever, like that part.
Yeah.
But he's doing all this jokey stuff on purpose because he wants them to believe he's on their side. I mean, I genuinely, through this entire episode, I was like, all right, here he goes. He's finally going to, escape, do his thing.
I thought he was going to leave.
He was slipping off.
Yeah.
Me too.
He did some badass stuff. He put that mask on. He goes, I don't know who you guys think I am. He's like acting like Batman. Batman put a mask on, acting like completely different.
I am Baron Zemo.
No,
There's like 3 moments in this episode where I was like, there he goes. Zemo's gone. Because when Sharon was picking people off, he dips off to a corner. Then he dips off later on in the episode. I'm like, dude, there he is. He's gone. He's Zemo again, but he comes right back, makes him think that he's good. He's totally messing with everybody.
Because he could have left and been gone. And I mean, maybe they eventually would have found him, but it, I don't know.
It's all part of his plan, I feel. It's all part of his plan.
I can't tell you guys enough, though. When we went to Comic-Con and they announced everything of Falcon, and then, like, the whole stage, just like everything, all the lights shut off, and it was him talking, and then it cut and him put the mask down. Everyone screamed. Everyone screamed and flipped out. That's my thing, is that like I love Baron Zemo as a character, so I'm really excited to see what he does here, and I'm just excited to see where the show goes. I just hope it executes well. This is again the midway point. I think that's the title of your thing, the halfway point of this season. We need, like, genuinely, I still don't know where the story's going.
I don't
where like WandaVision, I still kind of had a feeling of it, and at this point, I think it's a writing problem, and I feel like they are still trying to figure this out. Where, like Amanda said, this might have worked better as a movie. This genuinely, could you imagine if this was the start of Phase 4?
Right.
I would have died.
Well, this was supposed to be before WandaVision too.
So it's crazy, and maybe I don't know if I'm just feeling this way because of like WandaVision was a conversation piece.
I think that's part
everywhere,
of it should have been the other way around.
And it's crazy. So I don't know. I'm stuck on it. But guys, I am gonna head out. I have some things to go finish out. So thank you so much for having me, Tessa.
Of course.
All of you guys sound fun.
Much love, Zach.
Good to see you.
Bye. Oh look, now.
But it's funny. I want to actually kind of piggyback off what Zach was saying, because you took the words right out of my mouth, Amanda. I think this would have worked better as a film, because the week to week does this film or this series a disservice. I genuinely don't think there's enough that they leave at the end of every episode for us to think, oh my god, next week's gonna be crazy.
Well, except for this episode.
Yeah, this was the exception. But see, that's the thing in movie. Imagine that coming like at the end of the first act in a film. Like we would be locked in for the other hour and a half or whatever. But in a series like this, it's like, okay, that's great. But we still have the Flag Smashers, we still have Zemo, we have Sharon, we have all these. I mean, Fake Cap is still around. They gotta tie up his storyline a little bit. You know, he's not. I don't think he'll make his way into a movie. But I don't know. Tie everything up.
He's gonna take that serum at some point.
I think he's going to.
He is. Yeah,
I think so. 100%. I might see him in the future as U.S. agent or whoever, and I don't want it, and that's gonna annoy me. I don't know, but so I saw someone had sent me a whole email, one of my subscribers, saying that about how they think that was supposed to be Chadwick Boseman instead of AO, and I thought,
I'm gonna cry now.
I was like, are you serious?
Oh man,
I'm gonna cry.
And
now.
I was trying to think of when it was filmed, and I thought, man, that could have been. Can you imagine?
Oh my God!
Do we? Because when they stopped because of COVID, it was like they had less than 2 weeks, and like in a production like this, less than 2 weeks is like 20 minutes, half an hour of a 1 hour episode. So do we think this is the thing, like that final scene? Do we think that's the thing that they had left to shoot, this Prague section?
Or if he was supposed to be in it at all, you know, if they're bringing in
that's the thing, because I feel I feel they wouldn't have time like to change, because if Black Panther is there in the script, then this will take one direction. But if it was always meant to be Io, or Ao, I'm not sure how to pronounce it, it's going to take a completely different direction. And I don't think they had time to completely rewrite whatever the different directions this will take if it's now this character in the show.
Yeah.
If Chadwick shows up at some point, I'm gonna be a mess. I can't.
Oh, same.
Oh my god. Well, see, Ao showing up was like, oh my god, scream worthy.
Yeah.
Move or be moved. So excited. The only thing is it echoes the same problem we've been talking about the whole time. This setup that doesn't get enough payoff with the upcoming episodes. The Isaiah Bradley stuff, I really would have loved him to have a deep conversation with Sam. That was such an involved conversation with Bucky in their time, and I loved getting to hear that he beat the crap out of Bucky. That was awesome. But I would have loved to see him talk to Sam and say, how do you think you're going to be a black Captain America? We didn't get that moment, and now it makes me wonder with Ao coming in, the Flag Smashers, still got to talk about them, Zemo, all these other elements. Is he even going to be able to come back and have a deep conversation like that? I don't think so.
Because he tried to. I mean, he started to say Isaiah, and he's like, "Get out of my house," and I felt like that was a setup for like, hopefully they're gonna have this conversation.
But it's like 3 more episodes. Like they don't, and they haven't even. We haven't even seen them encounter Fake Cap in this episode. When are they going to get the shield? Like, there's just so many more things to do in 3 episodes.
Bucky's going to do it in the middle of the night and just like swipe that from him, and that's it. It's gonna happening.
Quick little. Gotcha.
I think these next 3 episodes are gonna be like this. They're gonna be full throttle. Everything is happening, and they're gonna be. Or we could. This could very well not be a 1-season show.
That's the other thing too.
A second season at this point.
Because so during the junket, someone asked Kevin Feige that, and he said it's not ruled out, and he said. They went into it kind of, this has to be successful for us to do another one type of thing. So it definitely could be a kind of in between the movies type of, you know, and it'll connect to the movies and there'll be a larger picture and then back into
But what I wouldn't want them to do, guys, I wouldn't want them to just use the Falcon and the Winter Soldier as something to fill in the blanks. I want them to actually give attention to, like what Leo's saying, to Sam's story. That's the thing. I think that this show is doing that, right? It's a setting off point for Zemo. It's a setting off point for Sharon Carter all over again. And I kind of don't like that.
I know. Yeah. It's a very... I don't know, because like I love Zemo and I love Zemo in this, and I'm like, are we going to continue to have Zemo, or is this going to be it for Zemo? Flag Smashers, are they ever going to come back? Are we ever going to care about them? I don't.
Nobody cares, and you know, it's just they could have set them up just a little bit better. Give us some charisma. Give us a little bit more. Depth, a little more about those characters to care about. Unfortunately,
a little more personality.
I just think it's Carly. Unfortunately, like I'm not connecting with her. I want to have like an emotional bond and be able to see like, oh my goodness, this is why they're doing this. It seems like, you know, a Robin Hood tactic, rob from the rich, give to the poor. I get that, but why do we care?
Right. We don't.
Exactly.
We don't. People dying around her. She's crying, and we're all like, all right.
Because like... To John Walker, we're hating him. We despise the dude. Like Flag Smashers, we have absolutely no reaction. Like they show up and I'm looking to the side. Seeing if there's something interesting going on my wall.
Yeah, it's like, okay, can we hurry this scene up? I want to see more Zemo. What's going on? You know? It's I'm not connecting. I know very few people are. I've had a couple people comment telling me that, oh, I love Carly, and I'm like, I just don't.
You can't.
Yeah, a lot of people have been against him from the beginning. Like I thought they were building them up well enough on the second episode. I think it's because this is that halfway point. We're at that midpoint where we should escalate the stakes and change perspective and see something else that we're going to do from now on. And the Flag Smashers just are in the same place. Like they're not interesting. They don't have anything going for them besides we want to bring back the world to how it was during the blip, whatever the hell that means. Because we still don't know what that means. Like, why?
And see, that would have been cool to explore. Like, take us through what they went through during the blip. Okay, they lost these people. Like, take us through what's going on, really going on with them, because they just haven't dived deep enough to really explore it. Like, even give us a scene like in WandaVision, them coming back from the blip, something like, Ren is a flag smasher, Zach.
Like Carly said something about when everybody came back, we were thrown on the street, but like I don't get why, where.
Yeah,
how.
we don't know the before.
Right. And
I was kind of inferring. Oh, because remember in Spider-Man they were talking about all the like homeless people because of the blip. So is that the tie-in? Like, were we supposed to make that leap ourselves? I don't know.
Yeah.
Well, they should have told us.
It's true.
One line, just literally one piece of dialogue, just like
one little flashback, something. I don't know.
Like with Sam, even with Sam and the plotline with his sister, we have the scene at the bank. We know exactly why he's having problems because he was gone during the blip, and so he can't have that loan. Like the flag smashers, we don't know what's going on. We know what they want, but we don't know why they want it. We don't know who they are at all. It's just very, very confusing at this point. Why we should care at all about them?
Right.
Yeah. They're breaking that cardinal rule, guys. You know, the whole show don't tell in script and in screenwriting.
Yeah.
Like they're really just telling. They're not doing a lot of showing.
They're not even telling it well, though.
True.
Damn.
So I have a quick question for you all.
Yeah, go ahead.
You think it might have been a mistake to release WandaVision first?
Yeah, look, that comes right along with this comment, right?
Oh, boom, there you go.
Yeah.
It's a hell of an act to follow. And so, because that's originally how it was supposed to be. And then they said, well, they don't tie in enough that we can do it this way. They shouldn't have done that. I don't think, because
I think it was even a mistake to launch them like consecutively. We didn't have we had a week. We had a week break. That's it. I think a month. Let's say a month, because I want my MCU content as fast as everyone else. Yeah. But if we had like a month buffering and building that anticipation to Winter Soldier, because we were all WandaVision, that fucking Winter Soldier's here. We didn't even have time to build that.
Week break, they gave us that like making of behind the scenes special.
Yes.
So it's like,
which was incredible, but it's like, so we really didn't even get a break. It's crazy.
That's their plan, though, because we're rolling right into Loki after this with the same scheduling pattern.
Yeah,
well, isn't there like a little break because they got the Star Wars show coming, or is
they're putting the Star Wars show?
Is it a month?
Yeah.
No.
Yeah, I think it's like a month.
Because Falcon and Winter Soldier is only 6 episodes, so it's gonna end.
Yeah.
It will still be April, and then Loki comes in June, so we still have like a little bit of April and May and the first week of June between these two.
Which I honestly think was because of Black Widow. Originally, the original release date. That was probably the plan. Was we'll throw in Black Widow, and now with Black Widow going to July. Which hopefully it eventually
so much.
What movie? What? I mean, it's disappeared just about.
I'm like, are they still editing it? Is that the problem? Did they? Is it actually done? I don't know.
They're adding Mephisto secretly.
Yes, please. That would be amazing. Zach's asking, do we think any other Wakandans might come into play? I mean, like you said, maybe. I can't imagine.
Where's my girl Nakia? Where's Nakia? Why is Nakia nowhere?
Or Okoye.
One or Okoye, I think would be good. All three of them on screen would be amazing, but
with Sharon.
But see, too much. That's too much. You bring in another element.
We want everything, though. That's the sad part. Like
we want everything, but we don't want everything all at once.
It's like we want everything, but make it make sense. So it's like,
well, maybe they help them fight against the Flag Smashers.
You never know. Yeah.
I mean, it's not even a realistic fight if you put the Dora Milaje versus the Flag Smashers. They're dust.
That's very true. Now the thing is, if they do bring in more main characters, like recognizable faces, would this not technically still be in that like same vibe as like a Captain America, Civil War, like those bigger ensemble films? It says Captain America, but it's not a Captain America movie. You know what I mean? So it feels like
how dare you?
That same sort of.
That's what I always say. It's not fair. No offense, Team Cap people. I know I love you, Amanda, but you can't. But listen, you can't. Listen, you can't compare the Captain America movies to the Iron Man movies and say, of course, Cap has the better trilogy because it's not even really a Captain America movie. I mean, come on.
Yes.
Had everybody in it.
It's a whole conversation.
The slander in this video. I am offended.
I was Team Iron Man. I still am. Although we are going to watch Civil War as a family for the first time. The girls have not seen it. We're watching that today.
Love that.
My husband's telling me he's going to convince me to switch sides to point things out throughout the movie. So we will see.
No, Team Iron Man.
I'm also going to convince you, Tessa, because Iron Man's arc in that movie is realizing he was wrong. So.
I'll keep that in mind. Listen, I hate you, Ren.
Look, Spidey's on Team Iron Man, so Team Iron Man, let's go.
Oh, right.
And look what that got him.
Exactly.
Good point. Good point.
All right. That is another stream for another day, but I'm excited to watch it again. I haven't seen it since before seeing. I haven't seen it after watching Endgame, so I'm interested to go back.
Oh,
yeah, it's a good watch.
Nice.
I know. Anyway, that's off topic.
Still Marvel's best script for me.
Speaking of, it is a good one. Speaking of the cat movies, though, so Winter Soldier. So we saw Bucky. I'm wondering if you guys think are there going to be some lasting effects of him having to slip into this Winter Soldier, because I don't know. I mean, and even Zemo's like, look how easy it was to slip him right back into the. I don't know.
I hope not. I really
and Sam
hope not.
even saying to him, right? You okay? Are you all right? And Bucky just looking at him. I don't know.
Yeah.
His brain is broken, and I feel really bad for him.
Yeah, I hope not. I really don't want that.
He did walk in and ignore Zemo's commands in the beginning of the episode, but I almost think it's an easy retreat for his brain because he'd been Winter Soldier for so long. It's so easy for him to just turn it right back on. I don't know. I mean,
it's I also think that he has a lot of pent up anger because even the therapist everything pisses Bucky off. Even Red Wing, let's be honest, he was swatting him away in that episode, so everything pisses him off. So I think he has some pent up anger, and in this episode, he kind of just released that as the Winter Soldier. It's a bad thing entirely, but I think it was kind of healthy for him to kind of let that out in a different way, I guess. So I don't want him to fall back into it at all. I really don't. I like this character of Bucky that Seb's bringing to us. I think it's really, really interesting. So hopefully he keeps it up this way.
But he could grow out his hair again. I'd be okay.
Yes, please.
Yes.
The haircut is fire.
No.
Flow is flow.
I'm about to let my hair loose. I'm not gonna do that.
The quick detail: Bucky don't need a gun. When they had the guns, I was like, "Come on, Buck."
In the opposite hand, I was dying. I'm like, "Buck, come on,
man,
knock him out."
What you doing, man?
Do you have anything to say about? I know you love Winter Soldier there, Ren. You get any thoughts?
Oh, I love Winter Soldier. I really like the beat of Zemo trying out the words and Bucky just they don't work anymore.
Yeah.
But I do feel like the muscle memory is there for him. Mm-hmm. I also think because he was used for so many years, it might, as much as he doesn't want it to be, it might be a sort of comfort zone for him to become that person. It's the best example I could give is when you're at home and you want to go out, but then you go out and you want to go home. Bucky doesn't want to become that person, but when he becomes that person, it's kind of feels right, quote unquote, even though it shouldn't. So I think I like that problem that he is having, and I hope that his arc is overcoming that.
Yeah. I don't know. I love him.
I was gonna say, actually, I think I totally agree with what you're saying, Ren. And there is one thing though, his therapist said, right? Don't hurt anybody. That was one of the rules or something like that. And he broke that rule clearly.
That list.
His therapy, honestly, it was going well. I would say, even though he was pushing back, he still had that notebook. He was still making good with people, and I do think he was turning a corner. But meeting Zemo just kind of triggered something else, and he's almost reverting back. And it might be up to Sam, honestly, to bring him back down to earth and say, listen, bro, you've come so long, I'm here for you. And I'm hoping we get a moment like that because it would make Amanda cry and it'll make us cry too.
Totally.
Yes.
The both times where Sam was like, are you good, Buck? I'm like, besties, I love you, this is great. Yay.
They'll eventually get there. They have to.
But bringing it back to what Amanda said, he's got a lot of pent up anger. When the therapist said that he can't hurt anyone, that includes Zemo. I know he's the bad guy, but that includes him. He's trying not to do it because the first thing he wants to do is pick up that mad alarm and boom. So I think that's very interesting, and the more they're together, like the more the tension just builds up, and we hopefully see Bucky explode.
Oh man. I don't know.
I'll cry.
Yeah, don't explode, bud. Don't explode.
Not literally.
Could you imagine just like sitting beside Sam and then
Okay. Like what?
Okay, we're getting dusted again. So that's great.
Oh god. Did you see
That's another thing is he got blitzed after all of this. It's like that's another layer of Bucky. You've got the Winter Soldier layer, and then you've got the fact that he's been gone for 5 years. He's messed
and when
up,
he came
guys.
back, and when he came back, he lost his best friend.
Yeah,
I know.
What a arc that is for him.
Tears.
Yeah,
just tears forming. That's fine.
I know. But yes, the White Wolf. He is. Listen, they had that. They said it twice now. They've hinted at White Wolf. So I'm hoping we see more of that and that there's some payoff. Someone else asked, and then listen, this is like theories all day, every day, but I did not hear that there was going to be a cameo in episode 5. Has anybody heard that?
Neither.
This is my first time hearing it.
Listen, I don't want this floating. Listen, cameos did us all wrong with WandaVision. No, we don't want to talk about that.
Case closed. Done.
It's Ralph Boner to reveal he's actually Quicksilver the whole time.
Right? Can you imagine? I was actually just taking an acting job to pretend to be Ralph Boner. I don't know.
I have two thoughts. If we're getting a cameo, so let's if it's happening.
He's like, let's not go down this road again.
Hear it.
Steve Rogers is one hypothesis.
No.
Old man Steve Rogers who's on the moon. He's not on the moon.
I don't want it.
That was funny. I liked that. But.
And before what we talked about earlier, I wouldn't say it, but Chadwick Boseman, Black Panther, maybe.
I can't handle
literally. I will sob. I will sob. Like
Tears will come.
that would be a lot. That would be.
But the reason they might save that, Ren, is because I think what it does is immediately it becomes less the Falcon and the Winter Soldier, and it becomes Black Panther that dominates the conversation. We don't care about anything else in this show.
And also, I don't think they'll, knowing that by the next Black Panther movie, we don't get Chadwick anymore, and they want to like not recast him immediately. I think Steve Rogers is the much better option. I just thought it'd be interesting bringing that up since we talked about the chance of him showing up.
Oh my gosh, I'd be
I don't want it.
Hopefully bring back Isaiah Bradley though. Like bring him back.
I'd rather have that than have old man Steve, to be honest.
We need him back. He was in it for what, a collective of maybe 5 minutes?
Yeah, one little scene. Bring him back. And see, I kind of think bringing Steve back might have the same effect as bringing Chadwick Boseman in. Then you kind of take away the attention from Sam as Cap a little bit, even though I thought Hydra Cap could pop up in the series.
No.
I think it might be taking away.
To me, there's a big difference, because if you see Chadwick Black Panther, you're like, why don't you help them? Like if you see Steve, he's an old man. He's not doing anything, you know. So there's a limitation there. I still think it'd be safer and better not to have him at all and just let him be. Let the guy be. Let him be with Peggy Carter, even though she's dead. Best couple in the MCU, by the way. But I feel I feel it'd be better between the two to have Old Man Cap.
And maybe come in and kind of talking, like explaining to Sam more of why he was giving the shield to him, type of thing. But I don't know if we need it. But if there is going to be someone that's not a bad.
Because Sam needs a pep talk. Because I understand, I understand Sam's plight enough wanting to take the shield, but Steve would probably be like the best person to say, like, if you want to change all these wrong things, be the guy that picks up the shield and carry it.
I mean, I almost think that bringing back Isaiah Bradley, though, could help him as well.
That's very
because there's that layer of being a Black Captain America, and he could take him through what happened with him. And I think that note of relatability could help him end up picking up the shield. Y'all, when he said he wanted to destroy it in this episode, that made me so like upset. Please don't call it a hunk of junk. It means so much to people.
I know.
Yeah.
He's confused. He's conflicted. So I understand why he's like saying all of this. I get it. It's just, it hurts. It does.
Now I can't stop visualizing Bucky just like throat punching Zemo because of Ren earlier. Oh my god! Take him right out.
If he goes off, I don't think he sticks to a throat punch.
Yeah, gonna tenderize that.
Yeah. We talked about Eli briefly.
Elijah,
definitely a good setup for. I mean, they're peppering in these young Avengers all over the place in that. It makes sense.
He could also be a motivation for Sam.
I was just about, you took the words out of my mouth. Yeah, it's a possibility. Yeah. He is younger. He can look up to him as well, so that conversation could be had. So,
oh man, someone says, "What about Jane Foster?" I don't think so. That'd be trying to do too.
It feels too distant.
I was actually gonna say Scott Lang just to piss off Sam, but like
that would be amazing.
That would be good. That could be a good scene.
Post credit scene. It's like, hey man.
Yeah.
Remember me?
Oh my gosh!
I kicked your ass.
No, we just watched Ant-Man because we're watching them back through with the girls, and we just watched Ant-Man, and I was like, man, I forgot how just hilarious this movie is.
So good.
The girls were dying. The ant, when they called it a dog, that's a weird looking dog. I mean, they couldn't breathe. They were like on the ground, rolling around, laughing, and I was like, they want a giant ant for a pet now. I'm like, and my youngest daughter plays the drums, so I'm like, oh, just you wait. If you love this giant ant,
awesome.
You wait until you see it later on. You're gonna love it.
I love it,
man. Oh gosh! Look, see, this is what people are talking about. Episode 5.
Oh man,
Steve Rogers.
I don't know. I don't see this. I'm sorry, I don't see this.
I know.
Cry. We're gonna be ready to cry. Oh man.
If it's emotional, I mean, I don't want to go back to the Chadwick thing. I can't. They can't. And that would be
no, because I just don't feel it makes sense. If he didn't have any problems with that, they would have recasted him already for the second movie. So, which I do believe they should recast. I do believe they have recasted. They just haven't announced it because sure, it's fair. It's too soon for that. Not the time. So we don't have to worry about that right now. Yeah. But it just wouldn't make any sense to we're not announcing a recasting right now, but then show him up in
I know shows. That's fair.
Right, that'd be weird.
Everybody's saying that Black Widow just dropped a new trailer. Black Widow just dropped. Well, maybe we should.
I didn't see it.
I am not gonna watch it.
I know, because what number trailer is this?
Isn't it like 4?
Yeah, the final trailer came out a year ago. The final trailer.
The final, So I don't. What else are you gonna show us? What else are you gonna show us?
A new release date.
The post credits.
Right.
That's the whole point. Watch the whole trailer for the release date.
And on Disney Plus and premiere.
They're gonna finally show us who is Taskmaster.
Yay!
What I wanted to say though about episode 5, guys, is I think Ren, that is
nice.
Oh, Ren.
That's a good lead-in.
That's the one. That's the one from the comics. Hang on, I have both.
Dude, I don't know how you have so much space.
But I have no place for them.
This guy.
I don't. They're in here because I don't have room. Just an empty shelving. That's why I put him on there.
What I will say about episode 5, the safest bet I think we can all sort of just like agree on is I think it will deal with Sam taking up the shield. That has to be it.
Yeah, that has to be the emotional moment. It has to be like, oh my god, oh my god.
There's 6 episodes, right? So it's the second to last. That makes sense.
Yeah.
I mean, we had a figure leak from the Marvel Select figure of the Falcon and Winter Soldier. It's the comics. It's the comics look. It's the comics look of it, but it could very well happen.
I know.
But it could just be from the comics, right? So
yes, true. But, which I already pre-ordered.
Speaking of all this, well, Madeline, she wants to talk to us a little bit about some of the merch, right? So this feels like a good lead-in.
Yeah, because merch is everything that I write about for the Pop Insider. But it's been really interesting, in my opinion. I feel like you guys at least probably loosely follow the merch. The difference between merch for WandaVision and Falcon and the Winter Soldier has already been pretty distinct because they're doing these weekly releases it's basically what they did for The Mandalorian with Mando Mondays, but they're doing it as Marvel must-haves. I have thoughts about how it's going, but that's, a little It's interesting because I think WandaVision, I was personally really just a little disappointed with the merch. I think we weren't getting a lot of, all felt very print on demand until we got to that finale and her finale look as the Scarlet Witch, and there was some good figures and stuff there. But for Falcon and the Winter Soldier, it's been a little more upfront. And I don't know, I mean, there's a couple reasons that could be, right? It could be because this was supposed to come out first, so they were probably further along in the merch for it, A. B, I don't know if they anticipated the fan demand for WandaVision merch, right? Like, why else don't we have like a Darcy and Wu Funko Pops? Like, truly such misses there. I have a lot of thoughts about WandaVision merch. But, and then also on top of that, I think there's less of the spoiler element for this one, right? Like, we can put out figures of Bucky and Sam, and it's not going to ruin anything, where they couldn't put out the figures of her in her finale outfit.
Right. Makes sense.
But yeah, so there's some pretty good stuff so far. I mean, in the higher end, there's already a Hot Toys for Winter Soldier out, the Bandai SH figure arts for both of them, there's fig pins for both of them, Funko Pops for both of them. There's so much out now already. And then surprisingly, there's a pretty good print on demand from Zazzle, which truly shocked me because they've stuck that in the merch roundups, and I was like, Zazzle, really? We're doing Zazzle? Like, it's 2021. But yeah, it's a pretty good collection, like, for what it is. You can get the stuff printed on basically anything you want, but they have a better, I think, collection of prints, and it's all licensed stuff from Marvel on Zazzle. But then obviously I think the biggest merch thing is that last week I think was one of the most successful, other than the Scarlet Witch drop of Marvel must-haves, but they did all of the John F. Walker stuff, and they timed it pretty well because they dropped a Marvel Legends. But I think it's fascinating because who's going to buy this is my first question.
Yeah. Well, I'm excited to put on it.
So, like, they had
not my cat.
I'm sorry, Ren. I'm sorry.
There's space for one more here.
So they put out a Marvel Legends. He got a Marvel Legends figure and he got a Funko Pop. They're both out for pre-order now. I think it's very funny if you look at the pre-order link for the Marvel Legends figure. It has 1 star because it's all people writing like, he is not like Captain America.
Not my cat.
So funny.
I promise you it wasn't all me. I promise, okay?
Yeah, sure.
All accounts. She's there.
All the trolls. I know I checked the Amazon one, but you can't leave comments yet for the Funko Pop, but I'm sure it would be the same way. So I think that's interesting because like they did Funko Pops for like Pietro from WandaVision, but there was that like fun element there, whereas in this one it's like, do people want merchandise inspired by this character? They had it ready to go, but like, who wants it? So I think that's interesting as well.
Yeah, that's crazy.
Which,
You want it, Ren?
Yeah.
I have OCD when it comes to these things. So if the character exists, I gotta have it. If he met, like I'm with you that I'm actually like. So for WandaVision, I think, I know merch includes clothing and figures and all that. When it comes to like the shirts and all that for WandaVision, I think those worked really well. I was kind of disappointed with like the pops because I think they're really fun. And I'm not judging anyone who bought like the black and white pops and those and the several decades pops on WandaVision. Yeah. But they showed up for 1 episode, so I'm not very much like interested in those. In Falcon and Winter Soldier, I think the figures are all really exciting, be it Marvel Legends or Pops or Marvel Select, which is not out yet, but again, there's leaks. But the shirts, it's the thing that disappointed me because I remember in WandaVision, we all started, hey, let's all of us get this T-shirt, and we got that really fun WandaVision T-shirt that looks like the Bewitched logo. And for Falcon and Winter Soldier, I was looking at 2 designs and I was like, which one do I get? Because they're both like, they're fine, they're fun.
They're fine. It's and the then, logos mostly.
Right. It's just a poster on a shirt.
I went to Redbubble to be perfectly honest, because like I'm wearing mine like right now. So like, I kind of like the design, right? Yes. So like, I got that one and I searched. They have phone cases and all of that stuff. But yeah, I agree with the merch rollout. But I'm still gonna get everything, so it doesn't matter. Are you gonna get John Walker though?
Even John
including
Walker?
John Walker.
No. You guys psyched me. I see what you did there.
John Walker, go lined up for you.
Leo, can we get Amanda's mailing address and just ship her the Funko Pops?
Everybody
Yes.
a John Walker Funko.
One of us takes. Those in general, yes. I'm saying like the versions of Wanda and Vision, like until
like
the actual. Yeah, until like I think they're fun. I prefer to save my money for like the Scarlet Witch when it came by the end of the episode, you know.
Yeah. Well, you
so
guys
that's
know
the one. That's the one I got. Yeah, I got that.
I mean, to be clear,
the
I
White
think some of
Vision.
the WandaVision. Yeah, I think some of the WandaVision merch was great, but I think they just missed a lot of opportunities, like the Darcy and Wu merch. Like, where was that? Where's the Lego set for WandaVision? Where is the rest of? Like, there's so much they could have done with it because it was such a rich show. And so they did good with what they did, but I wanted so much more for WandaVision. And I don't know if we're going to see it. Like, I don't know if we're seeing a second round of the child situation where they just didn't want to have the spoilers. They didn't anticipate the fan demand. And then we're going to see the WandaVision merch show up like 6 months from now. Yeah. Maybe.
That could happen. That was my first venture on Hot Toys. This group, most of them know it. I did it. I was like, because I needed Wanda, and then I was like, well, if I get Wanda, I have to have Vision. But it tells you Wanda's going to show up like summer 2022 or something crazy, or September. I'm like, I'm not going to even see it for ever.
That's why I don't budge with Hot Toys, because I'm an instant gratification kind of person when it comes to figures. Like I pre-ordered the Funko Pops and I have to wait until like June, and that's already too much.
Yeah, I know. I feel that. Real quick, I want to say thank you to Tyler and also Team Cap.
Team Cap.
Yeah. Team Cap. I'll allow it. Only, but
I find it funny how the non-Americans here are on Team Captain America.
Wait, I love Team Cap.
Oh, okay. I apologize.
Team Iron Man.
I thought it was just me and Manda. So
no, Madeline too. I mean,
look,
and Madeline too. Okay, I apologize.
Good. I don't know. I'm just Team Iron Man. I mean, I like both. I think Iron Man has the better team collectively. I mean, you've got Vision. It's a whole nother story. We could get really into this, but
Captain America has Bucky with long hair, so boom.
Facts.
Win.
Yep.
Okay. All right. I mean, that's not a bad. Whatever.
Come to our side. We have Bucky with long hair.
Stay on Iron Man. We got Spidey.
That's true. Spidey, Vision. Come on. You guys are killing me. Someone says it's interesting that the MCU is still continuing after Endgame. I mean, I think that was always the plan. It's just a new chapter, so to speak, right? Which is why I think we're seeing a lot of the young Avengers, Cassie Lang, and all them starting to.
And not saying that Kevin Feige thinks like this.
My
low. That's a low.
That's a spoiler.
And what I wanted to say, Tessa, is it's funny. I know Kevin Feige doesn't think like this. I don't know him personally. I know you've spoken to him more times than we all have. But Kevin Feige doesn't seem like a capitalist in the sense that, I'm going to continue to push out these shows just because they're making money and driving in subscribers for Disney Plus. I think Kevin Feige genuinely believes in this. So I am inclined to always side with that in terms of being optimistic for the future of the Falcon and the Winter Soldier and beyond. So even though I'm turning a little sour on the series, I still am excited for next week because Kevin Feige's in charge, and I think that's a huge thing about the MCU.
In Feige we trust.
I know, and he's got
in Feige we trust.
Till 2028 or something crazy, he said, and I mean, I've spoken to him a few times, like you said. I've interviewed him, but I've also just met him at premieres and stuff. And he knew my name once when he saw me, which I don't know that he'd still remember it now. But it's because I saw him 3 months in a row. And he was like, Tessa, hi, come take a picture. I was like, okay. But he is I've had conversations with him about stuff because I was trying. It was after Infinity War. I was trying to get anything out of him, and he's not. He's stone faced. I'm not telling you.
Tell me.
But, we were talking about stuff, and you could just tell, he loves the comics. He loves the source material. And I actually got to tour Marvel Studios, which is crazy because it was listen, I could have spent the entire day there. There's a room they call the comic book room, and they have a thing, and you go in, and it's a wall. I got to find these pictures to show you guys. There's a wall of comic books, and the people that are writing about certain groups, they come in and they like check them out like a library and they read them. And I was going through and I saw Secret Invasion on there, and this was right after Infinity War, and I was like, Secret Invasion. Like I'm looking through our Rain comics, and I'm going through and I'm like taking mental notes. I'll send you guys the pictures, but
That's
it's just. I was like, this is incredible. Like, who do they have on this wall right now? Like, where's their one missing? What are they?
Where are the Nova comics?
Right.
Give us the Nova comics right now.
Honestly,
Where is he?
Richard Rider. Give it to me, Feige.
I think Nova's going to be coming. I do. I hope so.
Zac Efron.
Listen, I truly, like, I'm not upset about that casting. At first I was like, well, but the more I think about it, he could pull it off. I really do. You don't think so,
Oh,
Leo?
he'd be so good.
No? Really?
What about
I don't even have a cast. I don't even have an option, but I'm just like, nah.
What do you think about him for Adam Warlock? That's the other name that gets thrown around.
See, that I can kind of line up with, but Nova, I don't know. I don't know.
What about
like a main star hero in this?
What about Zachary Montgomery?
Yes. The Red Ranger / the dude
Yeah.
things. Yes, absolutely. Throw him in more. He's awesome.
I was gonna say, Leo was like, I don't know anybody. Yes, him. That's a great job.
I'm down. Because he didn't get a shot in the Power Rangers. They're not bringing that back, so give him something else.
I can be very convincing.
Do a video about it, Ren. Let's see.
Fan casting.
Fan casting.
Fan casting.
All right. Well, does anybody have anything else that we didn't touch on that they want to talk about from Falcon and the Winter Soldier? I think we pretty much dived into it all.
Maybe you guys touched on this before I came in, but who do we think? Because I found myself very confused. But who do we think killed Selby? Who they met? Because at first I thought it was Sharon Carter, but then she saved them. But maybe because she is a double agent, like we see at the end, it was still her. But I was just very confused as to who supposedly killed that woman.
I think I just assumed it was Sharon.
Yeah, same.
Yeah, same.
Okay.
But
the power broker, maybe?
Right? Sharon?
Zemo's plan. Zemo's plan.
Right.
Zemo, he's kind of been just sitting in this episode with some suspicious faces, so I wouldn't put it past him if he is the one that triggered that shot.
Yeah.
True.
Like, somebody working with him was who took her out. I don't know.
He's not working with Sharon, you think? No, he wouldn't be working.
That would be wild.
That would be crazy.
Agent 13, the power broker and his agent.
I'll take that.
She's the one who kills Captain America in the comics. She pulls the trigger.
Yep.
I love her, by the way. I don't think we gave her enough.
She's awesome.
How incredible she was in this episode. It was so good to see her back and see her like in action and just like completely kicking ass. Like,
that hand to hand just so good. She just picks up a knife and throws it right into a dude's arm and just clocks these guys. Like, seriously.
I actually started laughing literally when Bucky threw the pipe right through the guy's shoulder. I started laughing. I'm like, how did that even happen?
John Wick! Oh my gosh.
Yeah, that's true. That's true. Right. But it's funny that you bring that up, how she's been underused, because my housemate said exactly the same thing when she was kicking ass, and I'm like, that's why she's in this show.
Yeah.
Give her some more.
I feel like it would have worked better. Like, as much as I love Black Widow and the Winter Soldier, I think that should have been Sharon Carter in that movie just to develop her a bit more. Because like Black Widow was already developed at that point,
right?
So I think that it was a misstep that way. I love the Winter Soldier so much. Don't get me wrong, but I think that was the only thing, right?
That's a fair. Yeah, that's a fair point. I just love. I hope we see more of her. I don't want this to be. Like, at first when she started to leave, before we saw her actually get in that car, I was like, is that it for her in this whole series? Like, I thought she was done. But then they kind of hinted at, we have a problem, actually, a couple of them, I'll tell you when we're... So I'm like, okay, well, maybe we'll get more with her, but I hope we see her continue on, and I hope this isn't it for her.
I think that set her up. I think that set her up for us to think, like, oh, she's going to turn evil, and then turns out she's exactly what she's supposed to be all along.
Yeah, maybe.
Dang, if she's working with Zemo, that would just blow my mind wide open.
Well, like you said in the comics, she does have some dark
story. I mean, she was being mind controlled when she shot Cap, but still.
Right.
Well, the precedent is there.
Zemo has precedence of dealing with people who are mind controlled too. So
it's a lot.
I don't know. Listen, she's not gonna kill Cap. Like, she's gonna kill the old man who's.
She could kill John Walker Cap though.
I mean,
like, can we just get the shield from him, please?
Please.
I know.
Like,
When I saw it at the beginning of the episode, I'm like, no. I said, no, I don't want to see it. Like, no.
Oh, it makes me so mad.
I'm wondering when that moment happens. We haven't seen this, right? In the the Super Bowl spot that we all were talking about when it dropped, where Sam was like tossing the shield or whatever, or taking it from the tree. Does that moment happen after they get it from John Walker, or is that a flashback scene? Like, what's the deal with that?
It's got to be after.
That's gonna be them training. It's got to be them training with the shield, and I'm feeling that's going to be in episode 5, which people were saying it's going to be the emotional, and I think that's going to be again. Episode 4 is going to be really fast, and then episode 5 is going to slow down, and then episode 6 is going to be really fast again.
And then it's going to end in a way that makes us all really mad, and we're going to have to wait until who knows
if it's another cliffhanger.
It's gonna be.
Oh man!
Always,
it has to be.
The Falcon and the Winter Soldier will return for season 2.
Hopefully,
Well, we didn't even get a thing on WandaVision, but I guess I was expecting, like you had said, Ren. I think it was you.
Yeah.
Wanda will return or something.
It was you and I speculated that they will say the Scarlet Witch will return.
That would have been nice. It would have been a nice touch.
I think they did the whole show don't tell thing with her, kind of like astral projecting and like flipping through the dark hole. That was like, enough.
It's not an issue that they didn't. It was just something I theorized.
Would have been cool. Yeah. I mean, I can't wait to see her. Now we're off topic again. But, man, speaking of awesome women like Sharon and then her. Oh man, I'm so excited for the future. Even if we have to wait. When is Doctor Strange 2 even? When is it scheduled for right now?
March 25th, 2022.
March. That's it.
Okay.
That's it.
So a year, if it doesn't move.
They're shooting over here. I can just pop in and confirm that they.
Go check and make sure we can put it in the background so that we. All right,
I'll be in the background. I'll be in the background saying Bucky with the long hair again.
I can't do it. That would be perfect. Just in the background dancing, however he did it. Anyway, there you go. That's perfect. Well, thank you all for joining me today and taking the time. This was super fun. Real quick, why don't you guys go around again and let everyone know where they can find you? Go ahead, Madeline, you can go first.
Okay, the Pop Insider, we're on, obviously, thepopinsider.com, and then on all the socials at the Pop Insider.
All right, Amanda.
Thank you so much for having me. This was amazing. I love all of you. I love speaking with you about all of this stuff. It's so awesome. I'm excited for the rest of the season. You guys can always find me over at AMX NDA Reviews on Twitter, Instagram, and Letterboxd. You can check me out on YouTube at Candid Cinema and my website, candidxcinema.com.
All right, James.
Yeah, I echo what Amanda said. You guys are great. This has been so fun. It's always a blast, Tessa. So thank you for giving us the chance to just come on and talk about all things geeky. And Amanda, congrats on building your channel, by the way. It's been great. I just wanted to let you know. Your channel's been so good so far.
Congrats to you too, as well.
I appreciate it. I love you guys.
James, you just hit like 4,000.
Yeah, I did. It's such a blessing. It's so cool. And also, Tessa, your chat is so nice too. They're so sweet. So whenever I get to talk to them, they're great. So you're building an amazing audience over here. So I just wanted to tell y'all that you can find me on YouTube just by searching Real James, REEL James, and you can find me at It's Real James on all social media.
All right, Leo.
Seriously, it's been a great time, Tessa. Thank you so much for having me. And y'all, much love. I love each and every one of you. It was great collabing with you again. James, congrats on 4K, my man. Yes. That's huge. Awesome job. You are building such a great audience over there. So love your stuff. Love everybody's content on here. Guys, you can find me at Geekly Goods on YouTube and then at Leo Rydell on Twitter and on Instagram. Follow all these creators as well because they all create fantastic content. Thank you so much for having me, Tessa.
Of course. And Ren.
You can find me on Instagram at RenVieira93. More of a personal account, but I always let you know if I'm watching something, when I'm watching something. And on Twitter and YouTube at Ren Geekness for movie reviews, trailer reactions. And I'm getting more into anime reviews right now. So if you want to check more of that out, please come check me out. Yeah.
Yeah, and everybody's links are in the description as well as Ozzy, who couldn't make it today. He just got his first vaccination, and he's quite exhausted, which I've been there. I feel it. I was exhausted after my first one, so he couldn't make it. But yeah, and Zach's information is down there as well as Dave Lee's. So, but thank you guys. And this was so fun. And real quick, I just realized we didn't even talk about it. And I made it the background picture was Mad Report. Just was so beautiful.
Oh, gorgeous.
Yeah.
Oh,
nice.
yeah.
The scenes in this episode were amazing. Like the sets were just gorgeous in this episode.
Beautiful.
I know. It was so pretty. So I'm excited for more, even though I'm like, my main thing I think is the Flag Smashers. And I don't think I'm alone on that. I just don't get where they're going.
Yeah.
Hopefully it pays off. But anyway, thank you guys so much for joining today. And you guys in the comments, thank you all for being here. And I know people are asking about Black Widow. I'll check it out, I guess, after this. I like what more in that trailer, but I'm sure some of us will have reactions up. So stay tuned for that. But bye.